Hey, what's up? What's up? Welcome back to the Infinite Talks podcast. This is Eric Castillo here. Yeah, guys, what's up? Future, future guys, everybody checking out. Yeah, so I'm going solo right now, but I have Oscar coming in a little bit. I just wanted to let y'all know that good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are at this present moment. So today we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about the the madness that's going on right now in the world. A lot of craziness, but we're trying to stay sane as much as possible. And we're also trying to, and show some love to those who are going through hard times right now. You know, we're here for y'all. So let's see when Oscar comes on. But before he comes on, I was talking about a book earlier this week or last week. It's called Where There's Light. This is the book I was talking about. Right there. It's a beautiful book that helped a lot during the times of hardship and has a lot of good information here. If y'all want to check it out, Our Infinite Potential is the first chapter. Really good chapter. Um, and that's why I designed this clothing right here. Infinite. You want to remind yourself that you're the infinite. And this book was written by Paramahansa Yogananda. Really good, really good information for this guy. He was a yogi from back in the 1900s, early 1900s. When you say 1900s, it feels like old times, right? It's been 121 years since the 1900s. So, yeah. So this book was really good. Had a lot of reawakenings from there that I learned. A lot of cool stuff that I learned from there. From strength in times of adversity to rising above suffering, the healing power of God, the power of affirmation and prayer, technique of affirmation, cultivating faith in God, security in an uncertain world, wisdom to solve problems and make life decisions, developing discriminative judgment, intuition, insight of the soul, achieving your goals, using dynamic willpower, dealing constructively with failure, concentration, a key to success, creativity, creating all round success, the value of enthusiasm, abundance is prosperity, inner peace, antidote for stress, worry, and fear, nervousness, worry, and fear, bringing out the best within you, introspection, a secret of progress, conquering temptations, the correct attitude toward past wrongs, creating good habits and destroying bad ones, happiness, positive mental attitudes, freedom from negative moods, service to others, the inner conditions of happiness, getting along with others, dealing with inharmonious relationships, developing a harmonious personality, overcoming negative emotions, forgiveness, unconditional love, perfecting human relationships, balancing feminine and masculine qualities, marriage, friendship, understanding death, and the consummate goal. Making the time for God in your life, practicing the presence of God, establishing a relationship with God, proof of God's response, the personal element in the search for God. And then the last part of the book is about the author. It's a glossary and an index. Really cool information. And y'all should read this book. It works wonders. It worked wonders for me at least. It inspired me to do a lot of things that I'm doing now, from sharing my energy, my positivity, trying to empathize with others. And it's a work in progress. It's not like, you know, I read the book and you know, I know everything. But I've made a lot of realizations about myself and it's helped me. And today's setup was a little bit awkward. I put the microphone over here thinking it would be a lot more functional, but I don't know. Maybe for the next episode I'll switch it up. But yeah, this is from the writings of Yogananda, Paramahansa Yogananda. It was first published in 1946. His writings have received recognition in all parts of the world, from the literary and general public as well known from his followers. It is therefore not surprising that there are now a number of other publishers, organizations, and individuals claiming to represent his teachings. Readers sometimes inquire how they can be sure that a publication accurately represents Paramahansa Yogananda's life and teachings. In response to these inquiries, we would like to explain that Paramahansa Yogananda founded Self Realization Fellowship in 1920 as the instrument for worldwide dissemination of his teachings. He personally chose and trained those close disciples who constitute the Self Realization Fellowship Publications Council, giving them specific guidelines for the publishing of his writings, lectures, and self realization lessons. The presence in a publication of the emblem originated by Paramahansa Yogananda as an identifying symbol of his work and teachings shown above, or the statement authorized by the International Publications Council of Self Realization's Fellowship, assures the reader of the authenticity. I can't say that word. Authenticity. Authenticity. I can't say it right. Authenticity. Sorry. Of the work. Self Realization Fellowship. Yeah, excuse my. And I'm a speech pathologist, and that's why I'm a speech pathologist. I work on that. But yeah, at one point, um, all of these written documents were, you know, revised by his council, and then they published these after his death. After he died, a lot of his work was published. But let me see, I can find one of his about the author, right? There's a cool little script here. Where's it? Okay, about the author. It's a little bit dark in here, so trying to be the light. Okay, so one of the about the author, I'm gonna read that part. The ideal of love for God and service to humanity found full expression in the life of Paramahansa Yogananda. Though the major part of his life was spent outside India, still he takes his place among our great saints. His work continues to grow and shine ever more brightly, drawing people everywhere on the on the path of the pilgrimage of the spirit. Sorry, it's too dark here, but in these words, the government of India paid tribute to the founder of Self Realization Fellowship Yoga, Yogoda Satsanga Society of India, upon issuing a commemorative stamp in his honor on March 7th, 1977, the 25th anniversary of his passing. Paramahansa Yogananda began his life's work in India in 1917 with the founding of How to Live School for Boys, where modern educational methods were combined with yoga, training, and instruction in spiritual ideals. In 1920, he was invited to Boston as India's representative to an international congress of religious liberals. Subsequent lectures in Boston, New York, and Philadelphia were enthusiastically received. In 1924, he embarked on a cross-continental speaking tour. For the next decade, Paramahansaji traveled extensively, giving lectures and classes in which he instructed thousands in the yoga science of meditation and balanced spiritual living. In 1925, he established the Self Realization Fellowship International headquarters in Los Angeles, and from there, the spiritual and humanitarian work he began continues today under the guidance of one of the foremost disciples, Sir Daya Mata, president of the Self Realization Fellowship. In addition to publishing Paramahansa Yogananda's writings, lectures, and informal talks, including a comprehensive series of lessons on the science of Kriya Yoga meditation. The society, where is it? The society oversees civilization temples, retreats, and meditation centers around the world, monastic training programs, and worldwide prayer circle, which serves as a channel to help bring healing to those in need and greater peace and harmony among all nations. So, if y'all want to read a really good book by this guy or by Paramahansa Yogananda, go read the autobiography of a yogi. I read that book a few years ago. It was a really, really interesting book, really captivating. It's a pretty lengthy book compared to this one. This one's only about 185 pages, But when I read it, it took me a while. Like I said before, it took me a while because it's just a lot of content that's hard to understand because it's a lot of deep, deep thoughts, and you really got to contemplate and really like sit down and think about what you just read. So a lot of affirmations, a lot of personal guidance and stuff like that. But a little interesting fact about Yogananda's life and death. I'm gonna read a little passage that was written here. Really interesting part because he was a very interesting person. And if you read the autobiography of a yogi, you're gonna see where his destiny all came through. You know how he came about to from being a young child in India in the streets of I forgot the name of it, Calcutta. I think it's Calcutta. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but and navigating his journey since a very young child, having the calling and having to go away from his parents or his dad's ambitions for him as a his dad had an ambition for him to be like an engineer or something bigger than what he was pursuing, which is to be a yogi. And it's a really good autobiography. Really highly recommend it. I think that book was recommended by Steve Jobs on the day, actually when he passed away. I don't know the story for sure. I don't know. I have to Google it, but supposedly during his services when he passed away, he gave out like he made sure that he gave out a book to all the attendees of the autobiography of Yogi. But let me read this passage real quick. It's on the. I'm back. I removed myself. I don't know how. Frequencies. All right, real quickly. Paramahansa Yogananda entered Mahasamadhi, a yogi's final conscious exit from the body, in Los Angeles, California, on March 7th, 1952. After concluding his speech at a banquet held in honor of H.E. Bane, our Senator Ambassador of India. The great world teacher demonstrated to the value of yoga, scientific techniques for God realization, not only in life but in death. Weeks after his departure, his unchanged face shone with the divine luster of incorruptibility. And they said that for days he was, or months or time, he didn't age after dying. Like his body was intact. Mr. Harry T. Rowe, Los Angeles Mortuary Director for Forest Lawn Memorial Park, in which the body of the great master is temporarily placed, sent Self Realization Fellowship a notarized letter from which the following extracts are taken. The absence of any visual signs of decay in the dead body of Paramahansa Yogananda offers a most extraordinary case in our experience. No physical disintegration was visible in his body even 20 days after death. No indication of mold was visible on his skin, no visible desiccation, drying up, took place in the bodily tissues. This state of perfect preservation of the body is, so far as we know, from mortuary annals, and an unparalleled one. At the time of receiving Yogananda's body, the mortuary personnel expected to observe through the glass lid of the casket the usual progressive signs of bodily decay. Our astonishment increased as day followed day without bringing any visible change in the body under observation. Yogananda's body was apparently in the phenomenal state of immutability. No odor or decay emanated from his body at any time. The physical appearance of Yogananda on March 27, just before the bronze cover of the casket was put into position, was the same as it had been on March 7th. He looked on March 27th as fresh and as unravaged by decay as he had looked on the night of his death. On March 27th, there was no reason to say that his body had suffered any visible physical disintegration at all. For these reasons, we state again that the case of Paramahansa Yogananda's is unique in our experience. So when I read that, I was like, whoa, this guy was in really, really, really good spirits. Um, his body didn't decay. Unfortunately, he did pass away, but um, his body was preserved by, I guess, the higher energy he was really into. And that's amazing, right? So yeah, this book is highly recommended. I mean, sorry for all the reading and the my mispronunciations. I apologize, but it's a really interesting book. I really highly recommend it. It's one of the books that, like I said, made a big impact in my life in the last 5 years. Um, this is the actual book that I first read. Not the actual book, but the actual style of the book. My friend Joel Cotton, shout outs to him, Joel, for helping me out. He let me borrow the book, and I was like, all right, I'm not gonna bring it back fast, man. Just know that. So excuse me. When I gave it back to him, it was like maybe like a year, maybe like 8 to 9 months. I can't remember exactly, but it took me a while to read it. I would read one page a day. Sometimes I wouldn't read it, but for the most part, it was one page per day, and it was really impactful because I had already started meditating before that, so I kind of understood some of the analogies that he was using to use the science, like to connect to God. The science behind it. So I was like, whoa, pretty astonished with the whole realm of things. But yeah, y'all have a chance, go check it out. Really highly recommend it. The autobiography Yogi is really cool. I have an episode on, if you go on my Anchor account, go to my Anchor account, you can go see some of the podcasts that I recorded, in 2018. I think it was 2018. And I have an episode on where I talk about my interpretation and my experience while reading the autobiography of a yogi. It was pretty strange, really enlightenment, lots of love, enlightenment, lots of cool experiences, and y'all should read it. It's really good. I really recommend it. Yeah, man. But this book, I go to it every now and then because there's a lot of things that go on in your life that you might read it at one point, it doesn't make sense, but you might read it at a different point of your life, and then it makes much more sense. It's like uh, information that you get, you download it, but you might not use it at that moment. But then you zoom out of that I guess experience, and then you're like, "Whoa, okay, now it makes sense. It didn't make sense when I first read it, but now it makes much more sense." Yeah, so lots of cool guidance to self-realization by the master Paramahansa Yogananda, where there is light. I got this off of not Anchor. What's it called? Thriftbooks.com. Thriftbooks.com has an app, and it has a really cool website. You can get stuff there for really cheap. Lots of good books. A lot of good books. You might not find the copy that you want, like, but if you just want to read, it doesn't matter to you the quality of the book. Like if it's a hardcover or a used book, then go ahead and use it. I really recommend it. It's affordable and the fast service. I bought in several books. I actually bought this one too. Recommended by Happy Oscar. Shout out to Happy Oscar. The Organized Mind by Daniel Levitin. Really good book. Also, this is the last book I've been reading. So I'm almost done. I think I have like 70 pages to read. I'm proud of myself. Reading faster nowadays. Not as fast as I wanted to, but I really recommend it. I mean, it's helped me get somewhat organized. You know, trying to work on that skill. But reading is important. Read on your awareness, on how your body responds, your brain. I've read a lot of on my brain. I wanted to, make my brain a lot more effective with thinking process, be able to read and concentrate and actually understand what I'm reading. At one point, I would read and I would have to like read it like four or five, maybe six times to actually get something out of it. And now it's like I'm more aware of what I'm reading, more focused. But it took a lot, it took a lot of reading on the brain, how it works, what not to eat, what to kind of stay away from. And I had to really learn how exercise and restructures and rewires the brain, which is called neurogenesis, which is another book that I bought that I have over here in my little library. I really recommend the book called Spark by Dr. John J. Rady. It's a really good book on brain neurogenesis, how to rewire your brain when you have, you know, uh, depression, when you have anxiety. It tells you the science behind it, when how your brain reacts to when you work out, how we do breathing exercises and all that stuff. Really informative book, and I read that actually right before this book, where there's like, so I kind of went hand in hand. I started reading a little bit more and more. I would go to the library and just look at the brain section. I wanted to, help read more and be more informative about the brain, because when I was studying speech language pathology, we studied a lot about the brain because we want to learn how and why language disorders happen. So I was more intrigued about the brain when I started reading about that, and I just wanted to read more further on like brain function, how we can improve brain function. Because at one point I did play football and I played soccer too, but I think football was more impactful on my brain. We had a lot of hits. I remember I would go on like what we call like head-on collisions with, and I would go against this guy named Randy. Shout outs to Randy. He was a year older than me. He was a he was a offensive guard, I think, or defensive guard. I can't remember. I think it was defensive nose tackle or nose guard. I can't remember. Yeah, one of those. But he would, before each game or before practice, he was like, "Hey, come on, Eric, let's go on head on." And he was slamming. I mean, I wanted to be a tough guy, I didn't want to punk out. So I remember doing the head ons, and it would hurt. But I was like, it's getting me ready. It's getting me pumped up. So I remember my neck would hurt, my head would hurt, my neck. And then after that, we would play. But we would do that like almost every other day of practice and football games. And I also had a lot of bad hits where I remember I was like 125 pounds tops, playing high school football. And I was a running back. Running backs get hit a lot. And when I was a sophomore, I was in JV already. And no, I was a freshman. I was playing freshman football. And I think Oscar's ready. I was playing freshman football, and this guy hit me, dude. The the quarterback tossed the ball, and he tossed it really high since my pads were like humongous and I couldn't go like this. I was playing with the ball right here for like 2 or 3 seconds, and the freaking defensive end was about 6 feet and just boom, blindside hit, blasted me. And I think ever since that day, my eyesight kind of like shifted. It went really bad. I could have lost my eye, I think, if I really like. Started seeing like double for a while, and it was just horrible. But I had a lot of hits like that. Give me a couple seconds, guys. Yeah, so I don't need to pop a stopper. Let's see how he can get in. Okay. Oscar's gonna come in a couple of seconds. Let's play some music while we get him in. Let's see who comes in a couple of seconds, but yeah, brain function is very important for everything we do, from yeah, so a lot of hits that I took playing football, and then I think in '05, we were in a car crash, my brother and I hit my head on the side, on this side, the language side, where the temporal lobe, which is the Wernicke's area, and Broca, Broca's area. Those areas are really, really important for language, and I hit myself there. So I know that I have a lot of head injuries that they don't mess you up right then and there, but over the long term, they can have a great impact on your intelligence, your speech impediments, or your speech language abilities. Let's see, Oscar comes in. Hold on, guys. So I'm gonna send this invite to Oscar. I don't think I sent it to him. There we go. It's really important to take care of your brain right now when you're young, because you don't want to be old and losing your mind, having dementia, having all kinds of disorders of brain processing, audio processing. You want to remember your kids, you want to remember your life, you want to remember everybody. So, all right, Oscar's about to come in. Let's see.
Yo,
Hey,
what's up?
yo,
What's
yo,
up?
yo,
What's
yo,
up?
yo.
What's crack a lacking?
Hey, man,
Seen you running around.
I'm 25 minutes into the episode. Welcome. This is Oscar in the building. This is
What's going
Oscar,
on?
my
What's going on,
this is
guys?
Oscar, my
Woo!
cousin. He's a entrepreneur. He's a really good, positive vibes. He has a lot of experience. I'd love to bring him on because not only is my cousin in my blood, but when I talk to this guy, we can go on for days. That's why this show is called Infinite Talks Podcast. We can talk for.
Mhm.
I mean, we last time we said we are gonna do 30
Forever.
minutes. We did 30 minutes. We did almost like 45 to an hour. I can't remember. But
I know. And that's
if
because we
y'all
got disconnected.
and if y'all see the last episode, just go all the way to the end. You're gonna get a little gem. Yeah, man.
Yeah, a little laugh, a little LOL there.
Yeah, bro. So how you doing, bro?
Oh, we're good, man. It was a long day. Uh, work all day, and then you get home. It's never done. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's why I wasn't able to join right at 8. That's why I was like, hey, give me 30 more minutes. Boom, boom, boom. I had to go to the store real quick. We
That's
went,
good. That's
took care of
good.
business, but we're home now. We're here.
Good, good, bro.
We're
So,
here.
so I was talking. I was doing the first 20 minutes and talking about the book that we talked about
Hmm.
last week. Where
Last week,
there's
okay.
light, there's the
Oh, you
book.
found it, nice.
Yeah. So I was in my
Wow.
library, so I got it, and I was like, let me. I've been posting on that, so let me share it. And also, right before you sent me the message, right now, I was like talking about how when playing sports, it kind of impacted my brain. So I started reading on brain function and how to rewire my
Oh yeah.
brain, how exercise helped me. But then I had to read a
Hmm.
book. When I read a book called Spark, it brought me back to like, okay, I got to start working on myself and avoiding certain behaviors, avoiding certain like foods, exercising more, because it's all about brain function at the end of the day. When like 80 years old. We want to remember stuff. We want to be able to like recall
Yeah.
information. We want to be able to, remember your people's names. That how easily we forget people's names. It's a very important thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Definitely.
today's topic is actually a free flow. Like I always say to Oscar, we're gonna keep it just conversational. I'm gonna ask you questions, and you just tell me what you feel.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like I
But it's
know
always
since
like that. And you know what? It's funny that you're talking about right now about a brain and trying to keep it healthy. I don't know if you remember a long time ago, man. And I think about it often because I try to do it often. Uh, that you remember that the majority of us are we brush our teeth, for example, with the right hand, right? We brush our teeth with the right hand, and you're like you're trying to get the brain to expand, so you try it with the left. So this year, what I've been doing, and I've gotten freaked out a few times. I've been, I'm so used to putting my wallet in my right side. So I'm like, let
mm,
me try putting my wallet on my left side. Man, I've been to a few times to the store at the checkout, and I'm like, oh my God, my wallet. You know what I mean? But then now, because I started like probably like sometime in January, now it's become a habit. Like, oh, sometimes I put it in my right, sometimes I put it in my left, and now it's like I check both. You know what
both.
I mean? And it's funny that you're saying that about the brain because because I've been doing that now, and ever since you told me a long time ago, back in the days that you said that, I was like, And then this
Oh, you
year, I was
remember
like,
that,
let me try something different.
dude? Do you
Yes,
remember
I
that,
remember. I still do it.
bro?
I
Bro,
still do it, bro.
it
I
was
still
like
do it. I
it was
still
like
do it.
oh 05, bro. And I remember that we moved. I
Yeah.
told you to use your left hand for the mouse. Remember?
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Or what did I tell you? Or is it just do stuff with your left? I
Well,
can't
the
remember.
first one was when we brush our teeth, everybody
Okay.
uses their right hand.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least people that are, that write with their right. And you were like, sometimes, brush your teeth with the left hand, so you use the other side of the brain,
Brain,
you know.
dude,
But
and
yeah, it
you're
was
not,
funny that you mentioned that.
bro. You're not gonna believe it, bro. So I started like reading other people's stuff, and they were recommending stuff like that, like do stuff with your left hand. Like this year's, like couple, maybe like last year, I was like, oh man, like people are, I guess, are doing stuff like that. So yeah, man.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I was talking about brain
Yeah, and
function
it's
because this book, bro, I really recommend it. If whenever you get a chance, I'll let you borrow it if you want. It's on my Spark or go to
yeah,
your
I need
local
to.
library.
I need to.
It's on my
Hmm.
Spark.
I need to
It's
look for it.
just Spark, like Sparky.
Spark. I'm gonna write it down real quick.
Yeah, and this guy talks about neurogenesis, which is
Hmm.
the regeneration of the brain function, or like neurons making connections again, like new connections, old connections reconnect. So you're working on your brain, you're working on memory, you're working on executive function, which is like making decisions that are good decisions, not just making random decisions, making thorough, like informative decisions, which is called
Hmm.
executive functioning, which is the front part of the brain. And the reason I was talking about it, bro, is because I was talking about like when I was in football. I don't know if you remember Randy,
Yeah,
the
yeah. I
one
remember
he lived
Randy. Yeah, he lived on your street, no?
down, yeah, down the block from my house.
Down
¿Te
the
acuerdas?
block. Yeah. Yeah.
What was
Yes,
his
sir.
last name? Randy Martinez, right?
Martinez. Yep.
Hey, I'm
Yep.
working on
Shout
that
out.
brain, bro. Working on
Shout
that
out,
brain.
Randy.
Shout out to Big Randy, bro. Hey, so Randy, bro, I remember when I was a junior, he was a senior. Before games, he was in defense, but every before games, remember he would do head-ons with people,
Yeah.
and he
Oh my
sometimes
God. Yes.
and then he would hit the locker board. I mean the lockers like boom, boom,
Mhm.
boom, and then he would go in
Without
and he
the
would look for
helmet.
without the helmet, and then he would look for
Without the
somebody like,
helmet.
hey, you come, and then I was like, I would go like, cause I wanted to be all like, yeah, I got it, bro. Like I'm tough. I want to get ready. It was like a warm up thing, right, for him, like a psych you
Yeah.
out. So he would hit me
Yeah.
like boom, boom. I remember before games he would do that, like, and sometimes during practice he would do that for me, but to me and to other people.
Hmm.
So when I started doing reading on that, bro, like, dude, those are damaging to the brain. Like all those hits,
Oh, all those hits. So all
there's
those football hits.
Yeah, man, they're really bad for their brain, especially like a lot of people, and they might not feel it right now, right when it happens, but later on in
Mhm.
life, like those little brain connectors, they disconnected a long time ago. So what, the more you go, the harder it is for them to reconnect and rewire. They can rewire, and there's research out there, and that's why this book Spark is really good on it. Y'all want to read on it? It's called Spark by Dr. John J. Rady. Oh, and then also I was talking about when I was a freshman, bro. I don't know if you remember. We would play football together. So I
Mhm.
remember there. Remember Theo,
Oh yeah, yeah. Quarterback
the
Carlos.
quarterback. So he threw me a toss, bro. I was a running back, right? And I still remember the play. It was a 27 halfback toss, tailback toss. So me being 125 pounds at tops, I was like about five.
Yeah.
I was about 5'5". I still hadn't grown my 5'6" yet. Hey, I'm still 5'5". freaking freaking Theo, bro. He says, "Hut," and all I see him is do a huge toss, like if I was like 6'2", bro. Like, come on, man. And remember the
Oh,
shoulder
it's
pads?
high. Yeah.
The shoulder pads, they were so
Yeah.
huge on us.
So
And I was
big.
trying,
Yeah.
and I was trying to get the ball away like this. I couldn't get it. I was tiptoeing, like I was trying to get it. Like those 3 or 4 seconds that I lost track of who was in front of me or whatever, the defensive end from United, I still remember. Like he was like 5'10", 6 feet, bro. I don't know, huge guy. He just goes at me and blindside hits me.
Boom.
I never saw a ball again. I think that was my last play of ninth grade. And then I remember like I was in. I remember going down, and I remember like going like concussion. Like I was down, bro. Like I remember when I got up and I looked up, the coach. I think it was Coach not Boteo. I think it was Coach Boteo, one of those coaches. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's because I mean there were so many, so it's
I
kind of
s-
hard
I
to
saw
remember.
I saw him, bro, and I saw like two of him. Like I saw him on
Two.
this side, and I was like, "What the hell?" And I got up, and I thought it was just like for a little bit, and I'll scratch my eye, dude. It was like that for like weeks, bro. It was
Oh
bad,
man, shoot.
and I kept on playing like that, bro. I never told anybody. I was like, nah, I don't. I want to keep on playing football. I don't give.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, man. Yeah, that's crazy because, I mean, I did experience a concussion once, um, but during practice, but not as severe as that. But you just like for a few seconds, you're like it takes a while for you to like to center yourself and be like, okay. I remember. But it's crazy, man, because I mean, there's a lot of athletes right now that that play football, and I've heard of things like that the professionals, after they retire, they suffer from things like that. You know.
No, and the crazy thing is that it impacts. And we're going the bananas thing. No, no, like
Crazy.
the no the bad thing about this, bro, is that it affects like your mental health. You go from
Mhm.
being a very joyful person to very very depressed, and you don't even know why. You have anxiety, you don't even know why, and it's all because of the imbalance of
Mhm.
neurotransmitters connecting, and that's why there's a lot of, I don't know if they say, but they say that there's a lot of correlation between suicidal thoughts and suicide
Oh
with
wow.
like brain injuries.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Uh, yeah, man. So, and a lot of, when we're little kids, we nos caemos, we fall, we hit our heads, and those
Yeah,
injuries
we
are
think
there,
we're
bro.
we think we're Superman,
I remember,
Spider-Man, and remember I used to jump
dude. I
from the
remember that
second
shit.
story window.
So,
Yeah,
so
that
Oscar,
was
Oscar,
bananas.
Oscar was Spider Man, and I was like Robin, and I was
Yeah,
the
something like that.
Oscar was like, look, I'm gonna jump from here. Let's do it. And then he would jump, and I was like, nah, hombre, wait, child. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do it.
I'm gonna go downstairs,
Hey,
go out the front door, and I'll meet you there.
bro. I thank God I didn't
That
jump,
was
bro. But you,
smart.
but you
Yeah,
did
that
it,
was
bro.
smart. Yeah,
I
no, I wasn't smart, and the only reason I know I did it a couple times. I'm not sure how many, but I remember exactly why I stopped.
hmm
Because obviously I landed, and you land so hard, and my knee hit my jaw. Boom. So I was
Oh
like,
shit!
whoa. I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna do that again.
Just because of
Hell,
that.
Yep. I was like,
Yeah.
nope, nope. I'm not gonna do that again.
No,
But
man.
no, yeah, it's
It's
insane.
yeah, that's why I like to talk about brain health and mental health because it's
Yeah.
something that we can always work on. It's something that, you don't need medication all the time. Sometimes you do need medication. Medication is essential for some recovery, but there's a lot of things we can do for ourselves just by modifying our diet, keeping on being active, exercising frequently. Actually, jogging is like the best one, bro. I think from the book that I read on Spark,
Hmm.
Dr. John Rady was saying that he had a lot of heroin addicts recover by using marathon like a medication.
Oh
Like they
wow.
started they started doing marathons and they were able to
Yeah.
rewire their brain from having that addiction. Like so it
Hmm.
raised the addictions, the frequencies for addiction and rerouted the brain to have other thoughts and other thought processes, other patterns of less addiction, not as addictive behaviors. So it was really good book, man. I love that book. It's one of my favorite books that I go back to every now and then and read about all the stuff that goes on in the brain. It's really, really powerful.
Wow. I need to get into that because yeah, no, I one I well if I read anything, it's always about what I do, about logistics, transportation, the whole the market, but having to do with import export. That's really whenever you catch me reading, that's usually what I'm reading. That's usually what I'm reading. But I need to expand my my brain and read about other things. But at the moment, that's what you catch me reading. But I need to read the books that even the one that you said the last time. Remember, you told me one the last time, not Spark. It was another one. I didn't write it down. The one where I think you mentioned it. Something about a light.
Yeah, this is the one I'm talking about. Where
Oh,
there's light.
that's the oh,
Yeah.
okay then. Okay, that one where there is light. So
Yeah.
what is spark?
So Spark is about the brain. Spark is just about the
Ah,
brain function and recovery,
okay, I get
brain
you.
health.
Yeah. Well, I need to. Yeah, I need to. You need to. I need to get those two. I need to get those
Oh
two. I need
yeah,
to read
bro.
them a little bit
And
for
Spark is a
sure.
little bit Spark. The book Spark is a bit old, but bro, really like in depth information that you're gonna use like for yourself. I think for more than anything, just working on yourself, and because I mean,
Yeah.
also we did a lot of binge drinking, and when we were young, and during
Hmm.
Corona, during Corona, so I was drink.
Yeah.
I didn't drink any Coronas, but there was a lot of drinking going on in Coronas.
But there was a lot of drinking going on.
No,
Yes,
no,
sir.
no, but and now you're consciously like, okay, I can't do this. That's when I was 18 because we're 18. We didn't care, we 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. We didn't care. And but those those binges like in the long run it just has a major impact on your brain health, man. And like you're like I'm telling you, like that's why there's a lot of kids and they're 18 through 25 they can't make good decisions because their frontal lobe or their frontal part of the brain is
Mhm.
not making good decisions. They can't process information right. You don't care about things as much because you're not making the right decisions because
Um,
you're not focused.
yeah.
If you're
Oh,
if you're
okay.
drinking a
So,
lot, it leads to that, and then since you're not mature, it leads to worse decisions, and it's just a
mhm.
like trickle down effect. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
man.
yeah. I mean, and it makes, yeah, it makes sense, and then that's why, I mean, even us when we're young, you make a bad decision, and then all of a sudden there's consequences, and then you're like, oh man, oh
Oh
man,
man.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but no, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Hey man. So yeah, dude. Changing the subject a little bit. I know that your daughters they all play sports, but different ones, right?
Yeah, well, right now, for the most part, the oldest, Vane, she does a little bit more of like she trains MMA, but not
Oh,
really to fight, more
but
to
for
like
like
for
stay active.
practice. Yeah,
Oh, that's
uh,
good, man.
yeah,
Dude,
Andrew, yeah, Andrew,
MMA. Well, real quickly before
yeah, no, go
MMA
ahead.
MMA is like supposedly I've heard from different people that when you grapple or like you do stuff that's like groundwork, it's like the
Mhm.
most exhausting type of exercise. Is
I've,
that what Lana tells you? Or
I
does
well, actually, mostly
Andrew?
it's Andrew. Andrew's the one that does the actual MMA. He's had one amateur fight.
I remember a few years ago, right?
Yeah, yeah, and then but no, yeah, he's really into it. Vanessa just goes in there for the
The
exercise.
workout.
Yeah,
Hmm.
the workout. And Alyssa, which follows Vanessa, she used to play a little bit of soccer, but right now she's man, she's my artist. She's insanely, like, she's really really good in art.
Creative.
The drawing, very creative, very smart. Carly's an athlete.
She's a
She
baller, right?
she plays basketball, but she can play soccer. She can play volleyball. But
Hmm.
her thing is basketball
It's
more than
basketball.
anything. Yeah, that's what she rather do than anything else. The other sports, usually she joins only because how the coaches are. You need to play more sports. Remember, but they would make us
Yeah.
play
All
join
the sports.
track and all the sports. So yeah, and then the 4-year-old, I think she has the energy of all of us
Put together.
because put together, yeah, she doesn't play sports yet, but yeah, she's gonna have to be in sports year round because she's got too much energy, man, too much energy.
Wow. Yo, and that's what I was talking about, bro. Because the reason I'm asking you that because Eric and Bella, they're right now. They've been home like all the kids, right? And I was like, what
Yeah.
do I do? What do I do? So I was like, now I've been doing them like we're okay. Every week we're gonna do like a sport, and for Bella it's softball, but Eric he varies from soccer to like actual throwing a baseball to football. Like we vary it up, but
Awesome.
what's cool is that yesterday I was like, all right, let's go practice. So he's like, yeah, let's go. So we went. It was super hot, man. Like compared to all the days it's been here, it was really hot. But we are just kicking the ball. I was like, I'm gonna take it easy on him because it's kind of hot, and we're just gonna kick the ball, have fun.
Mhm.
We put the cones like two on my side and two on his side, like it's a goal.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, bro, this little kid pops up with his little bike and he stops and he's just staring at us and he's like, "Can I play?" He's like, "Go ahead, get in, come on. I'm gonna kick it to you and alternate from you and Eric." So like, I learned his name. And then all of a sudden, another kid like stops and he's like, "Can I play?" He's like, "Sure, you come and play." Dude,
Yeah.
they were by the time I knew it, bro, there was like five kids. They were all related. We didn't know, but they all pulled up and they were like, "Can we play?" Yeah, go ahead and play. And Eric was kind of like, "What's going on here?" Like, and then
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, we're gonna play a game right now, guys." They were all little. They were about 11 all the way to 6. Eric's 6 years old.
Oh wow, cool.
And so we started playing a game, bro. And it reminded me of my dad when he would coach us. Remember, like, hey, venga,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I
then
remember.
kids would come out of nowhere and we start playing soccer and stuff. So it was pretty fun,
Yeah.
man, to have that experience because it's the first time that he actually plays. Like we played a little game, una cascarita, right?
Mhm.
And Eric was kind of shy at first. He just sat down, and then after a while, I was like, he got in and he started playing, bro. He's like going all out. I was like, man, that's cool. Like, I just lead by example. I didn't want to force him to play. I was like, Eric, just
Yeah.
I'm gonna start playing. And then when he
Just
sees me like
enjoy.
having fun, all the kids having fun, and he joined in. But it was cool because like the kids, they didn't know how to play soccer first of all, so they were like grabbing the ball with their hands and doing all the mistakes. Like, no, no, you don't do
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah.
So like you don't grab the ball with the hands, you have to like put it down. I was coaching, bro. I was coaching, and then I was like, we should start a soccer team with all you guys here. How old are you? No, 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 no. And then I didn't think anything of it. I was just like playing around.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the game, one of the kids like, hey, mi mamá dice que si le y papá que si nos hace el número para hacer un
Tu
equipo,
teléfono.
so I can make a team. Then I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
Oh,
that's cool! Like, that'd be awesome! Like, once this whole thing goes down, I would love to have a soccer team like my dad, or even
mhm.
just like a practice, like even if it's not competitive, just to get him active, bro. Like doing something,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
just to
Yeah. Just
be, just to have some kind of athletic outlook, some activity, some physical,
physical
workout,
activity, man. Yeah,
physical
physical
activity.
activity because this
Whole
pandemic
year.
has this whole year. We've been stuck in these four walls.
Hmm.
Uh, So that's awesome. That's cool. That's actually pretty cool right there. That's a good story because I'm sure little Eric's not gonna forget about it.
Yeah, it
He's
was
not
his
gonna
first time
forget.
playing with anybody in 2021, bro.
Wow, no, yeah, yeah. I'm sure he's gonna be like, so when are we playing again, Dad? When are we playing again?
Oh man, it was funny. Like the kids came up and they gave him a juice and some chips. And then after that, like a cop showed up and I was like, "Oh man, he's gonna get after us because we're a bunch of people."
Let's
Yeah, it turns
go.
out no, it turns out he was one of the neighborhood friends. I don't know if you remember. He used to live across the street from my house, next to it. Yeah, a couple of houses down. Manuel Santillan.
Nah, I don't know. I had to see him. I had to see him.
Shout out, shout out. Like,
Shout out
quítame los
Manuel
boletos.
Santillan. Ah.
No,
Hashtag.
bro. Yeah, man, but it was fun. But I think it's important, man, to have activities for our kids. You know, like teaching them not by forcing them because I hate to do that. Like I hate to make feel like sometimes he doesn't want to go, bro, and my son or the kids don't want to go. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
sure a
of
lot of people have
course.
those.
You can't.
I
You
saw this
can't.
guy walking with his kid, and this kid still had the phone, and I know that he took him to get him out of the house, and the kid was just on
Hmm.
his phone. I was like, damn, that's hard, bro.
Yeah.
It's as a society, we're all going through that, and I feel like we need to be aware when we talk about this on podcasts like this, and
Hmm.
people out there in the community, like, hey, do something with your kid outside today, even if it's 20, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, but get him outside, get some sun, vitamin D, do something
Hmm.
creative. So we need that awareness so that people can start doing that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah, yeah, man. Because it's time flies, and if we don't get him or they don't get out there, it's they're not gonna be they're not gonna like that. They're it's right now it's too easy to be inside the house. It's too easy. There's everything. You have everything inside the house. You can have game console. You have your phone, your the tablets, the TV, all these Netflix things and all this. Like it's so easy to just all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's 8 hours. You know what I mean? 8 hours from
I,
now. And then right now that they're doing school at home, damn, makes it worse. It makes it worse
I
because when they're
know,
in
man.
school, at least they go to school, they're active, they have their gym time, and if they join sports, they have their practice, and you're always busy. But when they don't join any sports or any other activities, and that's what makes it a little bit hard or a little bit
Yeah.
harder.
It's hard, bro.
Mhm.
It's hard, man. Especially when you see your kids, like, especially like me, my kids are always, well, my daughter's always in sports. Well, not in all sports, but she's active. She's in
That's
athletics, and
awesome.
but
Yeah, that's
now
good.
like it's kind of tough because she has to work out from home. It's not the same thing. They're not as
Yeah.
motivated. I'm pretty sure a lot of kids all over the world
All
and
over
here in the
the
states,
world. Yeah.
they're like, I'm not motivated with this whole virtual thing. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
later on in the future, maybe like 20 years from now or 15 years from now, we'll have the virtual reality where like it's
It's
almost as if you're there
if you're
with
there.
all your
Yeah.
friends, and I think that could exist maybe like a good 15 years from now, where like you get on class and like I'm like talking to you, but you're actually next to me, but you're not actually like, next to me. You're it's your virtual self,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we're like
Yeah.
it's like, oh shit, hey, Oscar was here, hey, what's up, hey,
Yeah.
hey, Eddie's over
Hey,
there,
what's
hey,
going on? Yeah. Yeah.
what's up, Randy,
You're gonna be. Yeah, you're gonna be able to see like everybody or everything or the whole
or this,
room, like if you're
mhm.
there, but you're not really there. You're like right here, like this empty room right here.
Dude, imagine, bro. They give you this like the school's gonna give the kids a setup like the 3D setup, like virtual setup. You know how they have the virtual game stops where you go
Games.
like
Yeah.
and I know que they have like this area where you stand and they have like the belt and you like and they have like all the gear, the goggles, the thing.
Yeah. You put it on, and then
Imagine imagine they
hey,
give you that in the future, bro, and you're able to walk around and you sit down at your desk and you're like
and
in your virtual world, but everybody's there at the same time with you. That would be freaking awesome, bro.
that
Weird.
would be yeah, that would be crazy. Yeah, that would be bananas. That
That would be
would be
imagine us
very weird though.
and then
But
I see
it
Randy.
could be, man. And then you see Randy.
Randy, hey, orale, orale. I'm like, hey, no, bro, hey. Now
Let's
we can do
go.
it.
Boom, boom.
Give me
I
some
know, right?
virtual head,
Virtual,
virtual head on.
not real. Oh.
On that Randy.
Yeah, man, Randy. Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
with
No,
his
but
heavy
hey,
metal, Mr. Randy.
I was gonna say that, bro. Hey, metal.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. So
yeah,
that's
man.
I wanted also wanted to talk about today about, dude. I had this crazy vision. Uh, well, bananas vision. I go.
Bananas, yes, sir.
I wrote it down because I was walking the other day, dude, and I was like, I usually jog, but since I hurt my knee a couple of months ago, I was just walking, and then I first had my first jog last week on Wednesday, so it's been a week. But a few weeks ago, I had a little vision when I was walking. I was walking. It's like, remember the freeze, right? It happened a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago,
Yeah.
right? It was a week. It was a month
Hmm.
ago, and
Yeah,
then
no, it was about 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
the freeze, like when the freeze happened, right?
yeah.
It was back in
Hmm.
February 14th. It was the Sunday Valentine's Day when it kicked in. Then that whole
Oh,
next
okay, yeah.
week was crazy, right? So when I was walking, bro, the like a couple of weeks later after that, I noticed that all the birds were cool, man. They were like chilling, and there were some birds flying, and I was like, I saw them. There, you know how they fly like in a V, like in a pattern.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's a leader leading the flock, and then everybody's like in a V. Like there's one in the front, and
Hmm.
then everybody's like that. And I was watching
Yeah,
them, and
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
they were flying towards the sun, right? Because I guess for the heat. And then all of a sudden, this one bird like goes all the way to the front, and then they take turns. I was like, dude, freaking birds are freaking smart, man. I was like, they're so intelligent. There's no ego, like no ego.
Yeah, they're all the same.
They're like, bro, like it's your turn to lead the flock. Like, come on, learn. Like, and like, it's your turn to teach us where to go. Like, and I was like, bro, it's crazy. Like, they're not fighting for like I'm the leader. No, it's like, no, I'm the leader. I get tired, you take over,
Yeah,
and then I get tired, and they're smart, bro. They can survive cold weathers like that. They know how to get food because of those type of communication they have, or that understanding they have for each other. And I was like, the analogy is like, why can't we have something like that? I mean, we always fighting for the top spot. Like we want to be the top dog.
for the yeah, or be the best, or be better than just better than anybody, or better than
Competition,
somebody, or competition. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's okay to be competitive, but you just have to you have to have that heart. You know what I mean? Like you have to have that heart. You have to be able to transfer your a good frequency, out there to the people and to others, and you know what I mean? Because I mean that would be amazing if we could all do that. We could all just walk around and you see people say you say hi to everybody. You know what I mean? That would be amazing.
supposedly there's a little town in Atlanta, or like outside of Atlanta,
Mhm.
and supposedly it's like a utopia. Like nobody, like there's everything you need is there. Like the schooling system is separate from what they study, and then the major schools over here, the public schools, they have their
Mhm.
own communities. They have their own get together stuff. Like the community feeds itself. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called. I saw it yesterday on TikTok. I was like, oh, that's pretty crazy. I want to check it out. But it's like the whole, like, people just not having that ego that I'm gonna lead, or that I'm gonna be the leader and you can't be the leader. Like, or I'm gonna have it all and you have to be behind me. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm just thinking, like, as a
Well, yeah.
society, we can work on ways to take turns and to lead the pack. It's one time, one day might be you leading the pack, the next day might be me, the next day might be somebody else, and for us not to feel like, oh,
Yeah, yeah,
nah, but I wanted to be a leader. I want to have all the power, and it goes back to
yeah.
power.
Yeah, and then especially because there's a lot of people that you that abuse the power. That they don't know how to be a leader. You know what I mean? Some people want to be a leader, and they want to be on top, and everybody be on bottom. Uh, I mean, uh, I think for me, if it's more of a, let's say you're to put an example, you're talking about a company, um, and and I practice that now. I tell the people that work with me, I say we work together. I am not your boss. I am not, I'm not, no. We work together because we're all working for the same goal. We're all
Goal.
working, to get the company going, to get the company rolling, to get the company, you know what I mean? So I've even had a few times here and there that people are talking to me and then they say like, "Oh wow, I didn't know you were the company owner." I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm just a person." You know what I mean? And if you work here, we're gonna work together. You know what I mean? I'm gonna call you and see how you're doing. I'm gonna talk to you. We're gonna talk. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of times when you're a leader, I think that's what a lot of leaders forget to do. There's a lot of leaders that they start throwing out not good things. I sign your checks, or they're very very aggressive, with their team, and then it doesn't become a team, it starts separating. You know what I mean? And which is goes back to what you were saying about the birds. Like, hey, you know what? Today I'm not gonna be here, guys. So you guys, somebody else takes care of food, and somebody else goes in there. And I mean, that would be awesome if it could happen, universally.
Well,
Like you,
you're already practicing that, bro. So like even with
yeah,
like
yeah,
even if I wouldn't have brought this up, you probably wouldn't have mentioned it. But
yeah,
you've been practicing it for a while. I remember because
yeah.
I remember when you first started the company with the cousins and everybody, like you would
Hmm.
have that like I want everybody to feel like they're as important as anybody else. I remember you would tell me
Exactly.
that. And then
Hmm.
now moving forward, you're independent, but you're still carrying the
The
same
same, yeah,
strategies, the same intention. Like, hey,
same.
I want everybody to feel as important as anybody is in the company, and for everybody to contribute, working for that
Mhm.
common goal, man. That's amazing, bro.
Yeah, 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 definitely, definitely. And I think at the end of the day, that uh, it helps everybody just work better. You know what I mean? Work better and work more, work harder. Be motivated, encouraged. You know what I mean? Which is what we're when you get to lead, that's always important. You know what I mean? That's always important to lead
Hmm.
by example, and make sure that you're not putting anybody down. I've had very 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 different types of experiences, but I always tell I work in the transportation, so I tell drivers or people that work in the office or what, there's always a solution. When there's a problem, there's always a solution. Let's say somebody has an accident. So, what do? You need to go to the hospital. You need to take the car, through the insurance or whatnot. The only thing that doesn't have that I always say, and I even say it to my girls, every problem has a solution except for death. You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
once you go, you're gone. You know what I mean? And I always try to explain that to my team, to my drivers, and I always tell them whenever they make a mistake, hey, you know, I mean, even myself, I'm not perfect. I still make mistakes. You know what I mean? So don't worry about it. What's the problem? Okay, let's
There's a
find the
solution.
solution, and then let's keep going forward. You know what I mean?
Not wasting
Keep.
time like on like, bro, you should have done this. And like, okay. Like I think when you focus on the problem too much, you never find the solution. But when you actually embrace it, okay, this is a problem. These are the possible solutions. Let's go that route, and you don't waste too much time on the problem. You're actually you're spending more time on figuring out
On
what's the solution.
what's the
Because if you spend
solution?
too much time on the problem, you dwell on it. Ahí te atoras, you're stuck.
Yeah, you're
So
stuck.
you
You
don't.
get stuck there.
But it's a mind game too. Like if you're not aware that you're stuck, you're gonna be there for a while. Like spending too
Hmm.
much time, wasting too much time on something that's not gonna benefit you on improving that situation.
Yeah, and then and what happens is you waste too much good energy. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You waste too much good energy, and then you're at work, and then even though that we all say don't take work home or whatnot, but when you're stressed. Even if you go home,
It's
you're not the
there.
same. Yeah, it's an energy. Yeah, it's an energy. So yeah, I always try to stick with that professionally and personally. Even here with my family, I tell the girls already, my kids already. Whenever I say, okay, so there's a problem, I know, there's a solution. Kids, you know
Yeah,
how they are,
uh, dude,
but
I get those eye rolls.
all
Right?
the time, I know. Even in the hey, good morning.
Uh,
What's good about it?
oh wait, what's good about waking up today?
Yeah.
Uh, Two bacon and eggs and tortillas de harina and coffee and everything. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, no, it's funny, man. It's funny, but yeah, no, I think that's a very good you know I think people that practice that are probably usually more successful,
Hmm.
long term than others, you know what I mean? I think that's a very good.
Dude.
I share it all the time. I share it all the time. I share it
Hmm.
with people that I might meet for just a few minutes. You know what I mean? And there's a situation that they're going through. I share it all the time. I share it all the time, and I learned it because in the industry that I work with, even though it's the same thing as far as process, it's every day, but there's always something going on, always something going on, always
Hmm.
something different going on. You know what I mean? So you just learn to you got to react, but you got to be like, okay, wait, okay, so there's
Like you
this
don't want to
problem,
just
so
like
okay.
you don't want to just react like you want to react with a good like I said, like we talk about it, like a good executive functioning,
Yeah, you were talking
good
about.
decision
Yep,
making.
there you go.
You want to
There
sit
you go.
clear
Yes,
before you
sir.
make any crazy mistakes. You want to go calm and collected. Okay, let me see how we can fix this together, right?
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah.
And hey,
That's
bro, this
exactly what it is.
and this takes me to the next topic that I want to talk about today. And I don't know if you've seen it, but in the last for the last year, we've seen how we all struggled, like as in general as a
Hmm.
society. We're not doing our normal things, which is like go outside and have a good time with it, friends and family, or having our normal routines where we're like having what's up, hey, back, or
Yeah.
having just like our saneness, being sane about cool things we do in a normal day. So I seen lately like crazy events where like I was at HEB one time like 2 months ago in January, and
Hmm.
all of a sudden, bro, I was in line and the line got big, and I was like, I'm minding my business anymore. It's a long line. I gotta wait. I was like,
Yeah, that's it.
it
Yeah.
HEB, like it was packed, bro. And then all of a sudden, like it started getting worse. Like it went all the way to the back. I was like, dude, this is gonna take forever. So I noticed that some people were starting to get into like a discussion or an argument, like, hey, I got here first, or whatever. And
Yeah.
something that could have been easily avoided, like, okay, but you go ahead in front of me, and it's fine. It's one person, we're still way in the back. It's not gonna matter too much. Like,
Yeah.
so it got out of hand. The two people there were fighting for who there first. The manager came here, that came to the situation to calm it. It got worse. The dude left.
Wow.
The dude had two little kids. He was an older man. He had
Hmm.
a bunch of food, bro, and just threw it into one of the areas there. He's all mad and all pissed. He's like screaming at everybody, "Can say, And at this point, it was like so packed that I started looking everywhere, and there was people like panicking, and there was a lady in the front that was like needing medical attention. It wasn't part of that scenario, but she still needed medical attention. They called an ambulance. It was started getting like really hectic. I was like, "¿Qué está
Oh
pasando aquí?"
wow.
The guy was
Hey,
screaming upset. the guy was screaming obscenities, que sabe que chinga todo, you know, like everything, and he's throwing all the food in
Yeah.
there.
Oh.
He left with the kids. I was like, the kids were like about 5 years old, 4 years old. The kids were all scared. The lady was like talking back to him. The manager didn't know what to do, and all of that just because of who got there first. Can I get there? Can I go? Like no, bro. They didn't know how to resolve that little simple issue.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, I was driving. We were driving to get food, Claudia and I, and the kids, and we're minding our
Yeah.
business. You know, Claudia was driving. I was on the passenger side. We're just talking about stuff, and we're this is a long drive to get to the food, to the tacos. We're gonna get some tacos. And shout out to Tacos El Chaparro. Tan con madre.
Woo, woo, woo.
And we're driving over there, bro. It's a long drive, and then this guy, like, you know how the lane just closes all of a sudden.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's like three lanes, and then one lane shuts down, and then it's two
And
lanes.
then it goes to two. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're the guy in front of us was trying to switch lanes. We're like slowing down so we can switch lanes, but he doesn't.
Mhm.
So he's just like, so we just go, past him. And he sticks out his hand and like throws a bad finger. We're like, dude, why'd you do that? Like, we're giving you the
Gee,
opportunity to
wow, that's
go. And like, it's all about
and then
this
you
is what I'm
choose.
talking about. This is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, there's a lot of mental health issues right now, a lot of stress, and people don't know how to manage it. And it goes to like those kind of actions where like you didn't have to go that route.
Yeah,
Like,
actions.
why go there, dude?
Yeah,
Like,
and
why lose your
yeah, and
stuff?
then it goes. Yeah, and then it goes into into deeper than that. Worst events than that. You know what I mean?
There's a
And
lot of road rage right
it
now. A lot of road rage.
there, yeah, that's where you get some road rage. I mean, me honestly, my kids and my wife make fun of me all the time. They're like, "You're always driving really slow," but
Super
it's because I'm
slow.
I'm like, what's the rush? Like what do you
Mhm.
like? It's like if okay, you're alive, you want to die already? No, I want to live. Okay, then why are you in a hurry to die? You know what I mean? Just slow down, take your time. If you're already late, you're gonna get there late. Because you try to go 100 miles an hour doesn't make mean that you're gonna make it. And if you woke up late, you woke up late. You know what? You know what? Just call. Hey, you know what? I woke up late. You know what I mean? But yeah, no. A lot of people, instead of taking the time to say, okay, oh, what's going on? Let's resolve this issue. It's reactions. It's reactions, and they don't think about the way they react until after. You know what I mean? Until after
Yeah.
something happens, then that's when everybody goes with the whole, I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have reacted like that, or you know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, and the reason I'm talking about that, bro, is just like I feel like it's not. I'm not the only one experiencing it. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of this going on in our community, and I feel sad for the community. That I think we need to, help each other out, like in situations because people are not aware that they're going through these type of mental instability, their stress factors, depression, anxiety,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
they're
struggles,
the
just anything.
struggles, and they're making
Yeah.
irrational decisions, and they're getting into stuff like that where like they're getting in a fight with somebody, they get into road rage. A couple of months ago, there was a shooting in somewhere in Pennsylvania. This guy shot a couple and then committed suicide because they had like ongoing beef
Oh,
as
was it the one
neighbors.
with
They were neighbors.
they were. Yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah,
It was
I
a
saw that.
it was horrible, bro. I saw a video like, oh shit, it was bad.
I didn't see the video, but I read about it a little bit, and I like you ask like me, like trying to put the example for everybody. It's like did you guys, everybody, are you seeing that nobody won right here? Nobody won. Nobody won. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
nobody won. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, everyone lost, and even their loved ones. You know what I mean? They're the
Exactly.
ones that lose a lot too. Because they're the ones that go through the whole
Mhm.
through losing a loved one. But yeah, man,
Mm.
no, it's It's not right, and the weirdest thing is I wish we could change the world, but even if we just change one person, and throw out your frequency out there, about
Yeah.
love and just a good energy, good vibes,
Bro,
is
everything could have been resolved just by communicating effectively. It's like
yeah. There you
birds,
go.
like going back to birds, bro. Like in the mornings, and I'll go out and I like listen to the birds, how they chirp and stuff. And I'm like
Mhm.
astonished on the way they communicate. They communicate so effectively, bro. They without even using words, they just use frequencies. That's what it is, like chirps, high pitch,
Yeah.
low pitch, different types of chirps here and there. And they talk to each other. I already recognize when it's a cardinal. I already have the sound. I'm like, okay, that's a cardinal. I can hear it
Oh,
real
yeah, already
quick.
got it.
Yeah, it's like a high frequency
Yeah, you got it.
chirp, like a just like that, but higher pitch. And I hear it. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, where the Cardinals at? And I start looking and I see the Cardinals real quick. But they communicate so effectively. Like they know when there's food. Like I used to give my dog. She used to live outside. What is the Chloe? When she used to be outside when her was a
Mhm.
baby, we had her outside, and I would put food for her outside, and then like she wouldn't eat it at that moment, and all of a sudden I see a bunch of birds coming, like from like all kinds of birds, and they were eating the food. I'm like, this bird, man, how do they know there's food there? Like how they don't do they smell it? Do they sense it? How or do they communicate to each other like, "Hey, food over here, bro." Pew, pew, pew. And then all of a sudden there's tons of birds there.
Yeah, it probably, yep. Probably, yep,
So,
'cause, yeah,
I don't
I
know what it
experienced
is,
that,
but
as well. We had our dog outside, and then we put food outside, and then, yeah, all of a sudden you look outside, you're like, "Holy moly, what? 5, 10 birds out there?"
they love dog food, bro, and they love dog food. So, Imma start buying more dog food just for them, bro, just for them.
And just throw it out there, right?
Yeah, I'm like, "Hey,
Feed the birds.
showing some love to the birds. Let me hear your frequency,
Hey,
man.
man, you know what I'm saying?
What's up, bird?" I'm not gonna call
What's
you a
up,
dog
bird?
anymore. Yeah, what I say, "What's up, bird?"
Imma call you Bird. Hey, what's up,
"Nah,
Bird?
bird. Do you how you doing, bird? Chirp, chirp."
Hey, chirp up, you know what I'm
Chirp up, you know what I'm saying?
saying?
"Where my birds at?"
Yeah. What?
Hey, yeah, bro, so really cool stuff, bro, and I like to wrap it up here within the next few minutes because I know it's getting late, but I wanna wrap it up on a good note. DMX is gonna come out with an album. Check it out. Really be classic.
What?
Yes,
No
bro.
way.
You heard it here first.
Man, that's gonna be
DMX.
awesome. I heard it here first. Hashtag DMX
No, bro,
album
and
coming
the
out.
reason I'm shouting it out with is because he came out on Drink Champs with Noriega and DJ AM or DJ forgot his name. DJ something. DJ enough or something. I forgot his name. But he came out in Drink Champs and he was talking about how God is like plays a major role in his life for DMX.
Mhm.
And even though he makes a lot of mistakes and how he does a lot of things wrong and he's had a rough life, but he's his only escape to make good in this world is that God always brings him back to his place of perfection. You know, where he's not perfect, but that's as perfect as he can be is by being him
Yeah.
and always trusting in God. So I love that he was able to talk about that part. I was like, man, I want to hear DMX again. So I'm a huge DMX fan. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to
same
that album.
here. Same here. Let me know when it comes out because you know that I'm not too much into
Music.
the computer, the news, or no, just
Uh,
the I sometimes my at work and I'm always busy. So yeah, as
um,
soon as it comes out, let me know because I'll probably find out like weeks later if you don't.
oh yeah, for sure. I'll make sure that to send you the link for the free music. Yeah, for the free music.
What?
Where my birds at?
Where my birds at? Burp, burp.
Nah, man. But yeah, check it out. And also, if you have a chance, go check out the last episode. And thank you for coming on, bro. I really appreciate it. Infinite
No man,
Talks
no.
podcast,
Yeah. Looking
sharing the
forward for more
frequency.
infinite. Yes, sir. Infinite talks with Eric.
And
The
Oscar, check it
love
out.
frequency, yes, sir.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
Infinite. Oh yeah, love it, man. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Oof, beautiful,
I made this
beautiful.
2 years ago. 2 years ago, it still works.
Wow, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, bro.
That's
So
awesome.
I want to share some love with you, bro, and all the listeners,
Likewise, bro.
everybody. Hey,
Likewise.
peace, love, God in your life. Stay blessed. Um, stay harmonized with the world. Connect with yourself, and connect with others, bro.
Yes,
Any words,
sir.
Oscar?
No, no. I think you said it well. You said it well, bro. You said it well.
All right, brother. So stay peace, stay blessed, and see you next time.
You got
Hey,
it.
wait.
Sounds good.
Before we sign out, we're gonna put some music. I'm gonna put some music so you can listen to Munchie's new beat, KRMC in
Oh,
the
let me
building.
see. What?
Hold on, let me take out my headphones so you can hear it. Can you still hear me?
Yep.
All right, hold on. It's hard to appreciate because I don't have it connected to the system where it can hear it, but I'll make sure to share it.
But I can hear it.
You can hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the Infinite Podcast show for today. Thank you for
Yes,
tuning in.
sir.
Listen to the keyboards by KRMC. Used to be in the Fresh Mob
Woo,
with Oscar back in
woo.
2004, 2005. I can't remember the days.
I don't remember either, but
But yeah,
you.
check us out on your YouTube. Go to TikTok, watch our little TikTok slides, and nothing but good vibes to y'all. Peace out.
Peace out. Good vibes. Love. Share it.
See you later, brother.
See you later, man.